Hey, Steven with NorCal Screen Print Supply here. In the screen printing world, it can be tough to find an affordable inkjet printer to print good, high-quality film. Today, we're going to unbox and set up the Canon Pixma iP8720, and we're going to install it with some all-black ink cartridges that are a very affordable solution to get really good, dark, opaque films. You can get films with the iP8720 without all-black cartridges, and we'll show you both options. Stick around. Toward the end of the video, I'm going to give you some additional tips on printing films and film output for screen printing. A few things about this printer: it does print 13 by 19 films. We find these films to be adequate for most screen print. These films are going to be big enough to print most designs that you want to print for your customers or your own projects. At NorCal Screen Print Supply, we are not endorsed by Canon. We're not a Canon dealer. We're not being paid by Canon to talk about this printer, but I feel like it's a great solution for people kind of getting into screen printing, and it's easy to use and it produces really good films. The reason why we're making this video is for your value. We hope that you get some value from the video, and if you did, please like it and subscribe for more info. All right, we got our printer plugged in. We have a USB cable here. We've turned it on, and you'll notice that our cartridge carriage has moved over. What we are going to do next is fill up our empty cartridges with all black dye ink. The printer does come with some color cartridges, but we are setting those aside. We are actually not going to use those. In order to get very opaque films, we're going to set it up with all black. You can see over here, I have them right here ready to go. A couple of tips with these: you'll see they come with actually two plugs. So we have a plug here that's the same color as the ink. It's a gray cartridge, and then we have an air plug here. So in order to fill these up successfully, you take out both plugs. When you squirt the ink in with the syringe, the air in the cartridge can exit. And when you load these into your printer, you're going to keep the plug out of the cartridge so that air can go into the cartridge and ink can come out onto your film. I have a syringe here that barely kind of fits in our fill hole, but we're going to see if we can make it work. I do recommend rubber gloves with these because it gets very messy. I got a cardboard box set up here. We'll probably make a bit of a mess, but I think we'll be able to get the job done. All right, we filled up our first cartridge and almost our second, but we're having a bit of a problem. We have this size large syringe here. I think we need a smaller syringe. If you do have the right size syringe, you can usually refill the cartridges without taking them out of the printer. I've definitely done that and seen that done. We're just gonna put a little more ink, and you can see when I'm pushing down, it's coming up the other side, so I'm gonna call that good. If you have an easier way, leave a comment in the comment section and tell us all about it. So it has been about 2.5 to 3 months since we initially did the unboxing of the Canon iP8720, and I printed a lot of films since then. And I got a little hack that I wanted to tell you guys about. Earlier in the video, you saw me having kind of a hard time getting the ink into the cartridge with this tip of this syringe. So I was able to find these longer tip syringes with a more narrow tip. And with these, you can get all the way into the ink cartridge, and you can get the ink all the way full into the cartridge without the cartridge overflowing, which has been a great help in filling the cartridges up all the way. So I'll go ahead and demonstrate that for you. I'm going to put a little bit in here. I think my cartridges are pretty full already, so I did fill them up not too long ago. I'm finding that I can print maybe 30 to 40 films without having to put any more ink in these cartridges, which is pretty cool. It's a good amount of films to be able to do. So I'm going to try not to make a huge mess, which is pretty easy to make a giant mess with these things. But come over here to our printer. Print carriage is going to slide over right away when you open the lid here. We're going to take out the plugs. I'm going to show you how this syringe goes further into the cartridge, and we're able to get the ink all the way in there and fill the cartridge completely. A little bit hard to get out, and you don't want to splash ink everywhere. This goes all the way down in there, and you want to be very, very gentle when you fill it up. And you can see it's already pretty full. I filled it up not long ago. But these tips, these more narrow kind of ink needles, will help you get your cartridges all the way full, and they're really a must-have with this system. Before, I was getting only one side of the cartridge full of ink, and it was lasting like maybe 5 or 6 films, and I was having to put more ink in there. But with this syringe, I'm able to fill up both sides and get a good amount of ink, and it's really a must-have. So good luck with your films, and if you have any questions, let us know in the comments. Thanks. With all the cartridges in there, this down, should make some noise to get the ink through the lines and into the print head, and we're going to get some art ready to print a film and test it, see how it works. All right, I found a nice piece of art for us to print. At NorCal Screen Print Supply, we offer classes and they're very hands-on. We teach you the whole process, we teach you how to burn screens, the hands-on printing portion, and we also explain the process. If you're interested in the classes at all, get in touch with us through our website or give us a call. This particular piece of art I'm going to use to actually print some blank notebooks for our next class. Should be kind of fun. Check it out. The print driver for the iP8720 series looks like this. All right, it's making some noise, so that's a good thing. Started printing, that's good. If your film's going through really fast, that means the printer has a high speed setting on there that's set to, and you don't want it on high speed. You want it to take its time for the highest quality print, not the draft print or even standard. Oh yeah. We will link the printer itself and the refillable cartridges that we use to set up the printer. They're really affordable. You can get the whole setup, I think, for under $300. Did want to give you a few more tips. If you are not able to afford right now, or you're not doing enough projects, you're not doing enough jobs, etc., you don't want to spring the $300, a lot of inkjet printers will work. You simply just double the film. You just do 2 films. So if you look at this, we have our both not so great films. We would just line those perfectly up and tape them together. You can do this. I'm not going to say it works 100%, and if you're really striving for perfection and perfect screen, then it's hard to get one oftentimes with this. I'll also say that if you're doing halftones, you can't really double up that easily. It's really difficult to get a good screen doubling up halftone film, but I am very pleased again with our film here. Very opaque, I can see already. Holding it up to the light, it looks great. You can see where it says screen printing class is very dark. You can't see light through there. And what this will enable us to do is actually burn our screen longer on our exposure unit, making a more durable stencil that will not break down over time. If you're gonna print 1,000 shirts or you're doing water-based ink or something that's hard on your stencil, it's better to expose the screen longer rather than shorter. Also, another tip, if you are trying to burn a screen and print an imprint that's not fitting on a 13x19 film, you can tape the films together. You can output one part of your image and then the second part and tape them together. When you burn the screen and rinse it out, you will see that this is going to be a little bit different color because it blocks the light differently. It's a different thickness, but you are generally able to make this work. You just have to pay really close attention to where the imprint is going to overlap. If they're not aligned perfectly, like right here where these 2 meet, then you'll see it in your screen print. And if you're trying to strive for the 100% perfection, you really got to pay attention to where they overlap. But another good tip, if you can't afford a very large format printer, 17 wide or 24 wide, you can tape them together and it does work. Keep that in mind. We hope you've enjoyed this video and got some value out of this affordable 13x19 film printer with refillable cartridges. If you have any questions about this or film output in general, please leave us a comment or get in touch with us on our website or give us a call. If you're interested in screen printing classes or have a need for any screen printing supplies, please get in touch with us. We'd love to help with that. Sell equipment, supplies, inks, chemicals, everything for screen printing. We'd like to thank you for watching and keep on printing.